The plastic surgery industry is truly booming globally. A lot of times, the first thing a potential patient thinks about is the cost. So what's the real cost of popular procedures? So that is a loaded question because a lot depends. So like if we look at popular procedures like facelifts, breast augmentations, rhinoplasty, there's a ton of factors that affect the cost. Certainly regions in the world affect costs of procedures. It's amazing how the same, if you could have the exact same quality surgeon, same operating environment, the cost could be drastically different. Even in the United States, certain regions, there are some real hotbeds of plastic surgery. Again, New York, LA, Dallas. Those are probably the most well-known centers for plastic surgery in the United States. You can go across the world. London is another one where it's such a large city and there's a lot of procedures that are being done there. So geographic location is one big factor. Certainly the experience and reputation of the surgeon will influence the cost of a procedure. If the surgeon is really trying to attract patients based on cost, which is done all the time, I think that's a red flag. You definitely don't want to go to somebody that's the bargain basement cost, because that's just not what the best surgeons do. People that are skilled, well-trained, and have a special expertise in any given procedure are going to naturally be higher in price. But there's safety considerations, there's quality considerations. Certainly, if you go to somebody that's a true expert in a procedure, you're more likely to get a good outcome. But you have to also ask yourself, what happens if I have a problem or a bad outcome? And what's probably more important is that you're 100% confident that that surgeon and the practice and the environment is going to take care of you if there is a complication or an unexpected outcome. And all that comes with cost. So again, the cost is going to be higher for that type of environment. Hidden costs, people ask that all the time. Are there any hidden costs in these procedures? Usually not. And again, I would instruct or recommend that if you find as you're going through this that there all of a sudden there are all these hidden costs you didn't know about, that's a red flag. It should be very transparent. There's three main buckets that costs for any plastic surgery procedure are. There's the surgeon cost, there's the center cost, surgery center or hospital cost, and then there's any kind of device cost. So, or for example, breast augmentation, there's a cost of breast implants. So those are the three main buckets that you're going to see, and those are the ones that you really should be aware of. There should not be any hidden costs. So financing, that's another very common question. Financing is clearly available. It's become really very popular in the past 10 years. About 1/3 of the procedures in the United States are financed, but there's a lot of options, and patients should be very wary of some options that are out there because they can be very predatory on the patients. In terms of what my final advice would be to somebody that's trying to balance cost with quality, clearly don't go bargain basement. Bargain basement is typically where you're going to get into problems, but certainly it does. There's procedures out there that are ridiculously priced. So if something is so out of bounds, then you should really critically look at it. You got to do your homework. You got to make sure that the value of what you're paying for the procedure makes sense. So what I would do is I would look at it from all the aspects, not only where you are, what region, how does that compare to other prices in the area, the expertise of your surgeon, you need to go to somebody that's a true expert in the procedure that you're doing. So just because somebody does all plastic surgery doesn't necessarily mean they're going to be a good breast augmentation surgeon or a good facelift surgeon or a good rhinoplasty surgeon. You want to go to somebody that really specializes in the aesthetic surgery procedure that you're wanting to do. So I hope that you found that helpful. If you like this, check out this video on implant ruptures, what you need to know.